In January 2023, Stadia is shutting down. Most of you are probably aware of that already. If not, I did do a video about it a week or two ago. Feel free and check it out. I'll link it below in the description section. This will affect everybody that's playing on Stadia because obviously they won't be able to play their video games anymore, whether it's single player games or multiplayer games. There are a few players that will be unfortunately affected because of Stadia being shut down by Google. And one of those groups is the Stadia players for Red Dead Online. Believe it or not, there's actually people that play Red Dead Online and Elder Scrolls Online and other games on Stadia. Obviously, those numbers must be much smaller than the number of console players or PC players. But obviously there were some gamers that gravitated towards Stadia over the past 3 years. And those players involved that will no longer be able to play their games, whether single player or online, like Red Dead Online, are understandably upset, especially since they have put some time into playing Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online on Stadia. Case in point, this streamer content creator named Color, I'll link his channel below in the description section, kind of sparked a bit of a viral campaign on the Stadia players' behalf. He's put nearly 6,000 hours into Red Dead Redemption 2 or Red Dead Online, and obviously upset, just like all the other players over on Stadia. And a lot of others have rallied to his cause, such as a PC Gamer, TGG, as well as Young Ye, The Professional, PvP Cat, Games Radar, and many others have been launching a campaign to address the issue that's facing Stadia players, not just with the Red Dead Online players, but others out there as well that will no longer be able to play their video games once Stadia shuts down. Now, to Elder Scrolls Online's credit, they are attempting to address this issue, so props to them for at least trying. Since the news of Stadia shutting down, Bethesda Softworks and ZeniMax Online Games have been discussing the next steps for our Elder Scrolls Online Stadia players, and we appreciate your patience. We are happy to share our Stadia players will be able to transfer their ESO accounts to PC, bringing them all of their progress, including but not limited to existing characters, purchased items, achievements, and inventory. Since Stadia players already play ESO on our PC servers, all their friends and guilds will be waiting for them once they complete the transfer. We'll have more information on how to do so soon. Please stay tuned. So props once again to Bethesda, ZeniMax for doing right by the Stadia Elder Scrolls Online players. Hopefully other studios will follow this example, including Rockstar Games. Now, Color did get a response from Rockstar Support, and this is what Rockstar Support had to say. Hello, Colorful TV. Thank you for contacting Rockstar Support. We do not have any information to provide on this topic, but our focus is on assisting players who are having technical issues with our games. We highly recommend staying tuned to Rockstar Games on Twitter, of course, through the Rockstar Newswire. Obviously, Color and a lot of Red Dead Online fans are upset at Rockstar because of their lack of compassion for the Stadia players. When it comes to their fate, their future, Rockstar is yet to properly address it. Hopefully they will do so sooner rather than later. I think the best thing to do is obviously what Elder Scrolls is doing for Elder Scrolls Online players by allowing the Stadia players to transfer over to PC. Maybe Rockstar will do the same thing for Red Dead Online players on Stadia as well. But there's a few things I want to get off my chest when it comes to this situation. And by the way, feel free and leave your opinions below in the comment section as well. For one thing, unfortunately, Red Dead Online has been all but abandoned, whereas Elder Scrolls will continue to receive updates by ZeniMax Online as well as Bethesda for who knows how long. ZeniMax, Bethesda have invested interest in keeping those Stadia players happy by just moving them over to PC. When it comes to Red Dead Online, Rockstar's made it abundantly clear through their silence and over the summer that they have reduced the size of updates to Red Dead Online. Case in point, the best we can hope for new content-wise is a new hardcore mission and 3 new maps for All Hallows Call to Arms coming up on the 18th of October. That's quote-unquote new content for Red Dead Online players. And who knows what we're going to get in December. At best, another hardcore mission and maybe 3 more maps for the holiday season's greetings, call to arms survivals. If we're lucky, Rockstar's focusing most of their efforts on GTA 6 as well as GTA Online content. Now, it would be a good PR move for Rockstar to do right by the Stadia Red Dead Online players and give them the opportunity to transfer over to PC as well. But unfortunately, I get the feeling that they probably won't. I hope I'm wrong about that. It's painfully obvious why they can't be bothered because they're no longer putting updates out on Red Dead Online, and they're probably not getting that much in gold bar sales as a result of abandoning Red Dead Online. So therefore, they have hardly any motivation to do anything, to lift even a finger for the Stadia players abandoned over in Red Dead Online. It's basically a sinking ship now, Red Dead Online is. And the Stadia players are in the front of the ship that's already going into the water, while the rest of us are scurrying in the back of the ship. Us being the PC, PlayStation, Xbox Red Dead Online players. It may take some time for the ship to sink, but unfortunately at this point, the ship is going down. The crew has abandoned ship, as well as the captain. Nobody's fixing the holes or putting fuel back in the ship to get her back out to full speed once again. Eventually, whether it's a few months or a few years from now, eventually the ship known as the USS Red Dead Online is going to sink. Stadia players just happen to be at the very front of this ship that's about to go into the water. Now, I don't know what made them make the choice to choose Stadia when it was announced years ago and became an available gaming option for them platform-wise. I don't know why people chose to play on Stadia. I have no idea. Everyone has a right to play whatever platform they want to play on, whether it's a PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, Stadia. But it was an extremely risky new platform streaming service that the Stadia players jumped on board. It wasn't long established like Xbox or PlayStation or PC, which has been a thing since the 90s when it comes to the gaming community, maybe even all the way back to the 80s. The point is, it's a much safer bet to play video games on one of the top 3 consoles right now, like Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, or via PC than on Google Stadia. That's something a lot of us gamers had serious doubts about from the first announcement and trailers that came out regarding Stadia. A lot of us were like, well, why would we waste our time and money on this when we could just play on PC or Xbox or PlayStation? And to be frank, I saw this as nothing more than an interesting experiment by Google, and if it ever failed, they could just use it as a tax write-off. But obviously, some players chose to take the risk and the gamble with Stadia. And unfortunately, when it comes to gambling, sometimes you lose. And unfortunately, a lot of Stadia players are losing right now. And I have nothing but sympathy for all of them, but we all have to be responsible for the choices we make. And those of you that chose to play Stadia for your single player games or online games, like in this case, Red Dead Online, you made that choice. Rockstar didn't force you to go on Stadia or PC or Xbox or PlayStation. You chose to play Red Dead Online on Stadia. And unfortunately, that platform is shutting down January 2023. I hope that Rockstar does right by all of you Stadia players for Red Dead Online and allows you the opportunity to transfer your progress and your characters from Stadia to PC. But if at the end of the day they choose not to, they're not the ones who made you play Red Dead Online on Stadia. That choice was made by you. And sadly, if you're not allowed to transfer over from Stadia to PC, it's only a matter of time before the rest of us end up joining you, because Rockstar will eventually shut down Red Dead Online anyways. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow or next week or next year, but in a few years from now, Red Dead Online will also go the way of Stadia. We didn't want that to be the fate of this amazing game. We saw the potential it had and had hoped that Rockstar was going to continue updating this quote-unquote ever-evolving world. But alas, they've chose not to. And unfortunately, we also made a choice to play Red Dead Online, and we're paying for that choice now, aren't we? But it doesn't take away the fact that we all had a great time playing Red Dead Online over the past 3 years, whether you played on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, or on Stadia. And for what it's worth, I hope that Colors campaign that's being supported by a lot of gaming sites and other Red Dead creators out there, a few of them are friends of mine, will eventually cause Rockstar to actually do something to help out the Stadia Red Dead Online players get safely transferred over to PC, where they can enjoy being modded in public lobbies, because the Red Dead Online PC version of this game is quite literally the wild, wild west. But I guess that's a better fate for Red Dead Online players on Stadia than the abyss that awaits them via Stadia in January 2023. Your thoughts, your views, and opinions, as always, welcome below in the comments section.